Hi folks, welcome to the channel. So I've come somewhere today that for the last 2 years I keep intending to come to. It's 50 minutes drive south of where I live, Manga, and it's quite an unusual place. It looks, I've just drove through a town at the start of it and it's so busy with Spanish people. Every bar and restaurant looks full. It's Sunday afternoon and just a great vibe about the place. This is the starting point for me, the lighthouse. I'll see if I can find some details in the lighthouse and I'll put them up at the bottom of the screen. But there's something about this place that's very, very unusual. I'm going to put my drone up shortly and let you have a wee look at what I'm talking about. For as nice that I may or may not find it, there's something about it that makes me think I would never want to live here or never come here for an extended, any sort of length of holiday. So if anybody knows what that is, you can have a wee guess now. I'll show you later on in the video. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to give you a tour of La Manga. I haven't done one of these sort of videos or trips in a while, and I've just realised, as usual, I'm in a t-shirt, weather's beautiful, and everyone is hopped up like it's the middle of the winter. Spanish people aren't used to the cooler weather, so they feel it a lot easier. But there is a wee bit of a nip in the air right enough, but absolutely fantastic. My phone, it's 19 degrees, perfectly clear sky everywhere, no clouds, and that's La Manga. We're going to drive right along. I don't use my drone very often and I'm going to use it now, but just this once I'll let you see how I set it up. Alright? Drone preparation. 2 drones now. Used a drone in a long time, and it can be fairly complicated sometimes to set up if you haven't used it because of updates and things like that, but we'll see. Right away, update required. Updating. User feedback. No! Don't go to questionnaire. Very windy. Got a warning right away. It's very windy. We're going to go all the way to the end, not walking by the way, in the car, and stop off at a few places that I've highlighted that I want to go and see along the way. Onward and upward. No need to say, how will I cope? This is sort of the start of the drive and it's very nice. It's very 70s looking Spain, but well looked after, well kept. It's lovely. I'm heading for stop 1. Now I haven't been to any of these places, just be places I looked up and I thought I'd like to see that. Might be rubbish, you know what I mean? When you look at this place from above, drone footage and stuff, like it looks absolutely spectacular. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like. I said earlier in the video that there's something about here that I don't think I would like, and I will talk about that later. But this being so quiet, and it seems to be getting more quiet the further down I get, would sort of back up my issue. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. It's also very hard to tell because Spanish people, when the weather gets a bit better, don't come out a lot. Guatemala was the same, it was very quiet, so you don't know how many people are at home, but definitely quiet. If you're in Torrevieja or Martin where I live, it's definitely quieter than normal, but it wouldn't be this quiet.
Bit by bit I am slowly waking to see what's real, to fight.
Now, one thing about today's recording, I'm all newfangled. I've got a new camera and a new microphone system, which I'm excited to get back and hear what it sounds like. This is quite windy here, but also you're taking a risk. I didn't have anything if I've done it wrong. So fingers crossed. That would be terrible if it didn't work right enough. I shouldn't have had that thought. Oh, the weather's lovely today. I mean, it's the 22nd of December. And this is like a Northern Ireland summer's day. Fantastic. It is a bit of a concrete jungle around here, but we're only at the start, and the reason I've come here to start is to get a bit of drone footage of the whole length of the, is it an archipelago? Archipelago? It's not an island, obviously. Oh, I can't remember the name of what you call this. There's one on Green Island. There's one I can think of in California. Anyway, I want to get a view of it the whole way down, and this looked like a nice quiet place, which you're always looking for whenever you've got your drone. And amazingly, my wee tiny drone is now 2 kilometers away. And I can send it a lot further, but that's as brave as I like to get. It's had to go over the water and all, you know. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it in this new microphone, but there's a lot of seagull noise now over there, and I guarantee you that's my drone. And seagulls have been known they've attacked me, as you've seen in other videos, but they've been known to attack drones. You can tell your drone to return to home, so once I finish doing my filming there, return to home, and it's doing it now while I'm doing this. Fantastic! It's hard to see, practically impossible to see in fact. It's only 100 metres up now. Good boy! And there's the seagulls. I don't know if you can see them, but they followed home. So there you go. I don't usually show you what's going on with the drone or how it works or anything like that. I just do a wee bit of filming occasionally. But I thought I would like to see. No more. Lots of unoccupied apartments this time of year. Bit of a ghost town everywhere you go. So if you like it peaceful, this is a great time to come. My car, up for its MOT for a second time. Videoed a few wee updates on the way down, so I'll jump to one of those now about the car. So in the last video, I I was on my bike and leaving I just left my car in the garage because it had failed its MOT, its ITV in Spain, for one main thing, something to do with suspension. So I brought it around to that place. It's an English fella. I'm not going to name it or anything, but he phoned me up and he said, I think the car needs a new back suspension. And I says, this guy had been like that. Whenever I went to him the first time, I thought to myself, this is not one of these helpful people. He's going to make everything complicated. And I says, what do you mean? He says, well, we can't really read this properly, but what we're making from it is that the whole back thing is all rusted and whatever. And I'm, oh my God, that's the end of the world, because that could be scrap the car. The car's not worth that much. And I said, don't do anything until have a think about it. And I thought about it and thought, right. Oh, one of the things he said, by the way, because he didn't really understand what was wrong, was because it was written in Spanish. I said, well, just get someone in Spanish to read it. And he says, well, it's a language barrier. None of us speak Spanish, which isn't good. So he's really put me off going to English garages in the area now. And that's just what people that aren't very professional do. So the end of the story is I went round, I got the car back, and I brought it to a Spanish place. And they said, you need 2 rubbers in your front suspension. That's what it was. And it's getting in Monday to get fixed. This is now Sunday, so it's getting in tomorrow, which is my birthday, by the way, 23rd of December. It's getting in tomorrow, and then it's already booked in for its MOT or its ITV again next Friday. There you go. Update finished. As some of you know, I go to Thailand a lot, and you're always commenting on how busy it is and how active and everything's happening all the time. Street food, which goes on 12 months of the year, and that's a big difference between somewhere like Spain and Thailand. And it is the weather. It's the fact that Spain gets the hot weather for quite a long period of the year, but then it cools down, so a lot of businesses don't work. Where somewhere like Thailand, it's 12 months of the year. That's why there's street food and why it works, because they can operate 12 months of the year all the time. People have got used to it, and that's how they eat, you know. Where there would never be something like this in Thailand that I've seen. They have high seasons and low seasons, but their low season, when it gets a bit quieter, is still very, very busy, no matter where you go. I suppose it's touristy. Well, not even touristy. Whenever you go inland Thailand, Thais are very sociable people. They have all sorts of stuff that goes on all year round. But Spain just has the problem, like most of Europe, that it gets cool and a lot of businesses can't survive. So it sort of hibernates for a few months, which I like.
In 400 meters, turn right.
We're going up here to what's called the viewing point to see if the viewing point is good, but I doubt the viewing point will be as high up as my drone. The crane sort of ruins the viewing point a little bit.
It's not a cute look getting kicked out.
Where have all the people gone? If I wouldn't get done for copyright issues, I would put that song on, Ghost Town.
Still acting like a child.
Peninsula, that's the word I was looking for earlier. Peninsula. So this is a peninsula, it's not quite an island. So I've showed you it in the map. I don't think it said how long it is. How long do you think this peninsula is in kilometres? Answers in the comments. I'm going to tell you in a while anyway.
When the whole world is against
Onward and upward again. Now how am I going to turn? Don't want to reverse the whole way down.
God in the sunshine. We're always around to pick
No shortage of windsurfers.
you're the silver lining. You're the silver.
Right, jumping back again. Hopefully the last wee thought on the way down, okay? Update number 2. Right, this is definitely the final one, and it's not really an update. This is something I haven't talked about before, but As my long-term viewers will know, I set out over 3 years ago now on the road. Until now, I hadn't really settled anywhere. Well, I did spend a year in Spain, right enough, but through that whole process, and with me being a budget traveller and everything else, I done away with all my services except for Netflix. I haven't been watching any of the UK TV programmes like ITV or BBC or RTE down south. It's all been Netflix and YouTube. But I've decided now that I'm living here, one expense that I was going to spend was to get an Amazon Fire Stick, and I'm not going to say anything else about that. But it means that I can watch, I was told you can watch whatever you want, anything. And boy are they right. There's like 50,000 films. I am in heaven. My favourite film of all time, Pulp Fiction. Put it on, it's in there. And then I started to go for really obscure ones. Well, I tried Back to the Future and all those sort of really popular films, and they're all on it. And then I went for the I think it was the 60s version of A Christmas Carol, and it was on it. And then I went for Denzel Washington films, all on it. And I haven't been beaten yet. And it's also part of the reason why I sort of disappeared for a while, so I have to be careful. I have to stop watching TV. Because it's just so good on all the series. Every series you could ever imagine is on it. And it's very cheap. Alright, don't be saying to anybody I told you that. Alright, back to the video. For the final time, no more. Plenty of motorhomes parked along here. Everywhere I look, I see motorhomes.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done.
Don't know if you can see that, but I'm about halfway down, and a few things I've noticed. One, no Aldi's or Lidl's or anything like that. I haven't seen a Kentucky Fried Chicken or a McDonald's. Again, as you get further down, the quieter it gets. But I've also noticed there's a lot of cars in car parks. I'll just show you.
With you and I, the future.
More motorhomes. But lots of closed restaurants, closed bars, all that sort of stuff. So it would depend if you ever want to be here, if you like the quiet life or not. There's another Spar. Maybe Spar has the monopoly here.
Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight.
Exit the roundabout. In 400 meters, turn right. Turn right. Then you will arrive at your destination.
I brought you down here to see a castle. Alright, so don't be overly excited now. Look, that's more motorhomes. The castle? No?
You have arrived.
Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
I would read it to you, but of course it's Spanish. Lookout point maybe? Roof.
We don't need no more.
My Molly would just love to be here now. Right along the coast in Spain, you're not allowed to. Most places, there's very few places you can bring your dog, but somewhere like this, no one would know. And saying that, I just drove past the police right enough. That's a strange looking wee hump. Whee! That was weird. Wonder why that's so high. I'll have to get out and look at that. There must be a reason why that was like that. So I think I know exactly why it's made like that. Can you figure it out? It's to make it pretty. cars here, still people with cars in driveways and in the street. Not many, but some. Right, we're near the end now. How long was it? Anyone found out yet? I hear people sometimes complaining about nothing to do, you know, but this is what you do. You go and explore. You find places. You let your curiosity keep you entertained. Now they're building more. So, shows you all the places you could build in somewhere like Spain. You would think you wouldn't pick a way down here, but it must still work. This is reminding me of when I drove right around Greece in the motorhome in the winter. Well, actually, it was real winter. It was February, and you could have drove for half an hour and not seen anyone. I suppose it's natural. You think anyone that owns businesses in places like this, it must be difficult to close for fairly long stretches of the year. But in saying that, there's so much accommodation here. I suppose the time that they are open, they can do really well. It definitely reminds me of the even late 60s and 70s. So here we are, the end of the road. So how long was it? That road was 21 kilometres. And I don't know what I think of the place. I've never lived somewhere like that. But I also don't think I'd want to stay here unless I wanted real. I was going to say maybe there's a lot of apartments too. Still lots of people during the summer. But that's a long way to drive down, to drive the whole way back every time you want to go somewhere. So yeah, that would put me off. But what did you think? What did you think of that? I will come back in the summer when it's busy, because I'm sure it's a completely different vibe. But I do get astonished at how all these places survive at this time of the year. And I'm going to leave it off there, because it's a bit boring showing you the 21 kilometres. Again, first thing I'm going to do when I see somewhere suitable is go in and get something to eat. I am starving, no breakfast this morning. So there you go, we haven't done a wee road trip, a wee tour in a while. Hope you enjoyed it. Alright, so for me, here, I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere, but I'm not. If you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you enjoyed the channel. Love to hear I love to hear your comments, especially in videos like this, because some people might say, well, that was just a boring video, there's nothing there. I don't know, you have to tell me. Alright, so until next time, bye for now. I had decided this year I was going to try and force myself to get into my pool right through the winter. Haven't got the bottle for it. Mate, Christmas Day maybe? Well, I did on Christmas Day. Don't know. You could die, I think. What is that called? There's a spectacular looking apartment over there. Like really spectacular. They're sunbathing. Oh my. That is a nice home. I said apartment, it's a home.
You're the silver lining.